Welcome to Sardinia. Today we're going out with Carlo, who runs Sea Experience Sardinia, and we're going to do a little bit of fishing, hopefully catch something. The weather, despite it looking sunny, it was 14 degrees this morning, sometimes 13 degrees, so for September in Sardinia this is not really ideal, but we're here, we're going to make the most of it. And here is Carlo. Carlo, tell me who you are and what you do in Sardinia.
I'm a guide. I do every day the charter with the tourists here in the national park to do snorkeling, and at the end of the season I do the spearfishing charter with the people. Now we are in the national park. We across the national park and we do our best.
It's beautiful and calm inside the natural harbour at Porto Conte, and we are heading past Capo Caccia. This incredible stone formation is known as Il Gigante Addormentato, or the Sleeping Giant. As Carlo has mentioned, he guides snorkeling tours all through the national park. You can find him at seaexperiencesardinia.it or on Instagram. Links will be in the description of this video. We are, of course, not going spearfishing in the national park, but outside, where spearfishing is permitted.
The sun is trying to poke itself out. Oh, there it goes. Look at that, lovely. First stop is a little shallow place to warm up. Hopefully just get relaxed, maybe find a corvina, but the views are simply stunning here, so we don't really have to catch any fish to have a good time. Look at this place.
The sounder was reading 17-degree water temperature, which was crazy cold for mid-September. That sort of temperature is a bit cold for my liking in a 5mm jacket and 3mm pants. We weren't prepared for this at all.
Yes, cold. Yes, I can immediately feel it on my legs.
I started off with the 82 Pathos, as Carlo mentioned this place was full of holes which contained corvina. But I quickly get distracted by one of my favourite fish to eat. These red mullet or triglia are small but incredibly delicious. Hannah has been helping me spot some fish, but after about 45 minutes in her 3mm wetsuit, she starts turning blue and heads back to the boat to warm up. Carlo and I are continuing to search in holes when he spots a big corvina from the surface. We try several times to find it, but they always have a habit of vanishing into the rocks. To be honest, the structure here was pretty challenging for hole hunting. These boulders piled up on top of each other meant that there were plenty of escape routes for the fish. I find some smaller corvina, but hold off in hopes that they will lead me to a den with some larger models. Not this time.
How was?
Oh, too cold for me. It's 17 degrees. Oh, no, too cold.
But you got some fish?
Oh, yeah, only 2 sargos.
Oh, it's a nice sargo, that one. Very nice. 800 grammi?
Yeah.
Now we're warmed up on the diving front at least, Carlo takes me to one of his favourite holes for grouper.
You breathe, I do a run, I come here to the best point, okay?
The scenery here was truly spectacular. Just as Carlo had said, a dusky grouper in the hole. He has speared them over 10 kilograms here, but today, just a small one inside. Never mind, on to the next place for Corvina. That was dinner sorted. I always love seeing these corvina out in the open like this. They're such a fun fish to hunt. I was getting cold by now, so headed back to the boat to warm up for a bit before our final dive of the day.
The last spot of the day, funghetto, is a small mushroom and hopefully some dentex around it, or what will be even better is a big amberjack that's not very smart and wants to say hello. But it's been a nice day, beautiful scenery, beautiful company. We've got a few small fish, so anything else is just a bonus.
And how is Carletto feeling about
Hello.
this last dive?
Yeah, last dive, the first dive from 3 months, from June, so, you know, quel che viene venga ci sta bene, okay?
We had a few dives on the way to the funghetto, and then Carlo went to check one of his holes while I dived the drop-off. This was about to be one of the most memorable dives of my life. I waited to see if any predators were in the area before slowly peering over the edge. I could not believe my eyes. 2 big gilthead bream mooching along the bottom. Because the orata was on the shooting line, it got some leverage against the shaft and was able to rip itself free. I couldn't believe it and got straight back down to 25 meters to look in every hole I possibly could. After several dives, there was no sign of the gilthead and I had to accept that it was lost. Meanwhile, Carlo had found one of his holes and speared this lovely mostella, or forkbeard.
Bravo, Carlo!
What has happened? Woo!
Mostella, grande, corvina, bravo.
Lost a big sea bream.
Oh no! What happened, Daniel?
Well, what happened was, I got to the funghetto and it dropped straight down. We did 1 or 2 dives, didn't see much, and then I thought, oh, I'll just drop over this crack. And then I came down and it was like one of the movies from the old days. And as I came over, 2 big orata, 2 big gilthead bream there, and I was like, oh crap! But shooting down on top's very difficult, and I was just gliding towards them in one turn like this, and I shot straight down through the head, and it must have came out its cheek or something, and it was on the shooting line. I thought, oh, amazing. It was just slowly doing some circles. I was on the way back up. I was thinking about how I was going to cook it on the barbecue. This is great. And then it broke free and a little piece of me died inside. And I looked for it. We but I couldn't find it. And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to sleep.
I put my head up, there was a dentex, like this. No. I moved the spear gun, but it was, you know, too late.
Too late.
Too late.
Very difficult conditions today. 17-degree water, molto freddo.
Yeah, like winter in Sardinia.
Yeah, but it's the middle of September, so very unusual, but got a little bit of sunshine, and Carlo has excelled, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Some lovely fish. Got a couple corvina, some red mullet. These are very small, but these are super tasty. They taste a little bit like lobster, a little bit.
Yeah.
Drill them whole.
One of my favorites.
Beautiful to eat. Also not so easy to shoot. They tend to twitch, and you know they don't stay still.
No.
But a beautiful day, some amazing underwater scenery, some hearts break, but that's only going to keep me coming back. Thank you, Carlo.
Thank
Amazing
you.
day. Thank you very much.
With the fun. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
What an amazing day out with Carlo, checking out some of the most iconic places in all of Sardinia. Thank you so much, and we can't wait to come back soon. The scenery here was simply spectacular. Some of these cliffs are over 180 meters tall, truly massive. A few days later at our Airbnb, it's time for dinner.
Tonight is our very last night in the north of Sardinia in Castel Sardo. We have a beautiful view here off our balcony in our Airbnb. That's Corsica in France in the background there. But the main event tonight is this corvina. It's going to go on the barbecue along with these two red mullets, which are also known here as triglia, along with an octopus that I caught earlier in the week. It's going to be a magnificent dinner, and it's all thanks to Carlo from Sea Experience Sardinia. So if you're in Sardinia and you want to go spearfishing, make sure you hit up Carlo at Sea Experience Sardinia and you can go out diving with him. Now, let's get this show on the road. The bane of my existence is trying to light a barbecue in Europe. I just never seem to have the right stuff or the right technique. How to light fuel. Oh, it's got instructions. It's got instructions which I have promptly ignored. I can see this turning into Zakynthos Part 2, where I ended up using half a litre of olive oil, extra virgin organic olive oil, to light the fire. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Vino in Italy comes with instructions on how to open it. It tells you what tool to use to get the cork out. Very handy indeed. So these red mullets, they're a really delicate flesh, and some people liken them to lobster. So I don't want to absolutely thrash it over the coals like I am going to with that corvina to get the crispy skin. So going to take a leaf out of Joe Pike's book and do a en papillote. Very easy, straight down onto the paper. Add some lemon and parsley into the gut cavity, like so. Bit of olive oil over the top, and some salt. Fold the parcel up, like so. So I've got it sealed inside the paper, then the foil, and one perfect little triglia parcel for the barbecue. Corvina I'm going to keep very simple. Lashings of olive oil and salt. That's as complicated as that's going to get. Now we wait. As usual with a charcoal barbecue, I have not calculated the time and temperature correctly and the amount of burn time, so the octopus is going to take a little bit longer than this, but we have our little parcels of red mullet triglia ready. They look fantastic. Thankfully, I've managed to get this corvina out without losing most of it off the barbecue part. While I'm waiting for that octopus to crisp up, I'm going to try a little bit of this. Now, red mullet. It's a very small fish. They don't grow very big. But, story of my life, small things come in good packages. and these are no exception. Now this here has kind of been steamed through over the charcoal, but the meat that comes off these, oh, it just flakes apart like delicate little feathers. Look at that. Seriously tastes like a crustacean. I don't know if that's because of its diet or what, but yeah, blinking amazing. I'd recommend shooting one of those. You don't always have to shoot a big fish for it to taste good. And corvina, this will be the 4th country that I've eaten corvina in, and they are a consistent fish, consistently delicious. Oh. Italy is no exception. Don't know what it is about the fish in the bed, but man, they taste good.